Good day to everyone. For this video, we are going to discuss the guidelines on the conduct and establishment of COMELEC checkpoints. Now, you may have already observed that there have been COMELEC checkpoints set up all over the country. And if you are a motorist, you may have observed also that in these checkpoints, the police officers manning them will usually conduct a visual inspection inside your vehicle and ask you a question or two before you are allowed to pass through. Sometimes, the officer will require you to open your glove compartment and even subject you to a body search or even require you to step out of your vehicle. Are these actions legal? What are the obligations of the officers manning these checkpoints? What are your rights as a motorist? We will answer these questions based on COMELEC Resolution number 10741, some pertinent laws, and Supreme Court decisions. What are then these guidelines? Number 1, the PNP or AFP personnel manning the checkpoint must be in complete service uniform with the nameplates and other identification tags clearly visible and readable. And they must not be under the influence of liquor and or any dangerous drug. Number 2, the checkpoint must be well lighted and manned by uniformed personnel. Number 3, the checkpoint must have a signboard measuring 3 feet by 4 feet. What's the purpose? To clearly identify the place as a COMELEC checkpoint from a reasonable distance. What should be indicated on the signboard? As you can see in the picture, there must be a notice that it is a COMELEC checkpoint. Also, the names of the election officer having jurisdiction over the area where the checkpoint is established, and also the name of the commanding officer or team leader assigned to man the checkpoint must also be stated or written on the signboard. Guideline number 4. There must also be a signboard directing motorists to slow down with an indication that there is a COMELEC checkpoint ahead. For example, slow down, COMELEC checkpoint 20 meters ahead. Now, I am showing to you another picture. This is actually a picture of a signboard telling motorists to slow down because they are approaching a COMELEC checkpoint. Now, while it is a signboard telling you that you are approaching a COMELEC checkpoint, it is already telling you to prepare your license and certificate of registration for purposes of presentation, which, as I will explain in the next few slides, should not be demanded by a police officer manning a checkpoint, not because it is illegal, but because it is impractical and unnecessary to do so. Guideline number 5. Upon approaching a checkpoint, what must a motorist do? The motorist must slow down. And second, if the motorist is approaching a checkpoint in the evening, he must also dim his headlights and turn on his cabin lights inside the vehicle. Guideline number 6. When the vehicle is already on stop position, the driver and his passengers, take note, cannot be compelled to open the car door. They also cannot be compelled to step out of the vehicle, and this includes drivers and passengers of motorcycles and tricycles. They also cannot be compelled to open the glove compartment or the trunk or the U-box of a motorcycle or any bag or package inside the vehicle or carried by the passenger. Or the driver and his passengers cannot be compelled to submit themselves to a physical or body search. Take note, only a visual search is allowed. When I say visual search, a police officer can only use his eyes during the search. He cannot use his hands. That's why it's called a visual search. Now, what is a visual search? In a visual search, the officer simply looks into the vehicle and flashes a light therein without opening the car's door. Nothing more. No physical search of a vehicle is allowed. Can the officer compel the motorist to roll down the car windows? The answer here is, it depends. If the car windows are tinted, then logic dictates that they should be rolled down enough to enable the officer to conduct his visual search. So usually, ang niro-roll down is yung car window on the driver's side. The driver need not roll down all the windows. If they are not tinted, then of course there is no need to lower them down unless the officer has to ask a routine question or two in relation to the said visual search. Guideline number 7. Such ordinary or routine questions must be asked with courtesy by the police officer manning the checkpoint. Dapat respectful naman yung police officer na nagtatanong. Kasi pag hindi respectful yung police officer, kung medyo rude tapos mataas pa yung boses, parang sumisigaw, it antagonizes the driver. And usually, nagtatalo na, nag-argue na. Dun usually nagsisimula yung away. And that is the evil sought to be avoided when the COMELEC intentionally put the phrase with courtesy in COMELEC Resolution 10741. So what are the examples of these ordinary or routine questions that can be asked by a police officer manning the checkpoint? Examples, saan kayo patungo, sir? Or ano ba ang rason nyo, ma'am? Or ano ba ang purpose nyo in going to Quezon City, for example, or in the place where the checkpoint is established? Question: can the officer demand the driver to present his or her driver's license, certificate of registration, deed of sale of the vehicle, or any proof of ownership, QR code, and vaccination card? The answer is no. Now, what are the reasons why the officer manning the checkpoint cannot demand the presentation of the said documents? Reason number 1. The purpose of establishing a COMELEC checkpoint is to implement the firearms ban during the election period, which is from January 9 to June 8, 2022. It is not established to enforce land transportation and traffic laws. And what is the basis here? Why am I saying that the purpose of establishing a COMELEC checkpoint is to implement the gun ban? My basis is found in the first whereas clause of COMELEC Resolution number 10741. Question: is it not that under Section 4D7 of RA 4136, the PNP is given the authority to prevent violations of the Land Transportation and Traffic Code? The answer is yes, but take note, that is not the purpose of the establishment of a COMELEC checkpoint. You are deputized by the COMELEC, not by the LTO. So why would you enforce land transportation and traffic laws in a COMELEC checkpoint when your primary purpose is to implement the firearms ban because you are deputized by the COMELEC? Reason number 2, since it is not the purpose of the establishment of a COMELEC checkpoint, the result is that it will cause undue inconvenience and delay the flow of traffic. Remember that under COMELEC Resolution 10741, a checkpoint involves only a brief detention of travelers during which the vehicle driver and his passengers are required only to answer a brief question or two. It must be conducted in a way that is least intrusive to motorists. Case in point, my personal experience. It took more or less 5 to 10 minutes before I was allowed to pass through because the police officer was demanding me to present not only my certificate of registration but also my driver's license. Worse, the police officer, when what I could only present to him was a photocopy of my certificate of registration, he demanded that I present proof of my ownership of the vehicle I was driving. You can just imagine the line of cars and motorcycles stuck at the checkpoint because the police officer was still busy asking me if I own the car I drive. Reason number 3. Police officers, although authorized under Section 4D7 of Republic Act 4136, they must first be deputized by the Land Transportation Office before they can apprehend traffic violators. Why the need to be deputized? It is because under LTO Memorandum Circular number 515 series of 2004, it is required that a temporary operator's permit or TOP shall be used in the apprehension of all violations, and it is strictly required also that they should be issued to the apprehended driver or operator at the site and time of apprehension, at the very site, not later but at the site. How will then the PNP or AFP personnel manning a checkpoint be able to comply with this rule if they have no deputization? Can't a police officer apprehend traffic violators even if he is not deputized? In the context of a COMELEC checkpoint, the answer is no. Since the police officer is not deputized, what will happen is that he will have to unnecessarily detain the motorist just to bring him to the nearest LTO office. During daytime, okay lang because LTO offices are open. What if the apprehension happens at night or on a weekend when LTO offices are closed? Obviously, this will unduly inconvenience motorists because this means you will have to detain them or their vehicles overnight or until you can turn them over to the nearest LTO office the following morning or on the next working day. Can you just imagine the inconvenience it will cause the motorist? You will subject him, you will detain him until he is brought to the LTO to be disposed accordingly. Take note that except for driving under the influence of liquor or narcotic drug under the Anti-Drunk and Driving Act, and except for reckless imprudence cases resulting in death or bodily injury, Violations under the Land Transportation and Traffic Code do not impose a penalty of imprisonment in case of conviction. Yung nasa batas po kasi, yung mga violations under the Land Transportation and Traffic Code, fine lang yung ini-impose ng court in case of conviction. Hindi po imprisonment. Such being the case, a police officer therefore cannot arrest and detain a mere traffic violator. To arrest and detain him for a mere traffic violation may subject a police officer to a criminal prosecution for unlawful arrest under Article 269 of the Revised Penal Code or arbitrary detention under Article 124, detention without legal ground, also in the RPC. This is also without prejudice to whatever administrative liability he may incur as a result of his excess of authority. This is the reason why a police officer needs to be deputized first to avoid such trouble. If deputized, the police officer will just issue a temporary operator's permit and or a citation ticket, both of which are valid for 72 hours, and the motorist can go on his way. You don't have to detain the motorist just to turn him over to the nearest LTO office. Kasi nga, bawal arestuhin, bawal i-detain ang isang tao for a mere traffic violation. To reiterate, apprehending violators of land transportation and traffic laws is not the purpose of the establishment of a COMELEC checkpoint. The main purpose is to enforce the gun ban. The mere failure to present a driver's license or a certificate of registration does not at all relate to the maintenance of peace and order during the election period. Wala pong kinalaman yan sa purpose ng COMELEC checkpoint. Because the purpose of a COMELEC checkpoint is to, of course, enforce the gun ban and maintain peace and order. The mere failure to present a driver's license has no connection whatsoever with the maintenance of peace and order in relation to the election period. Guideline number 8. As a general rule, only a visual search is allowed in a COMELEC checkpoint. But a body or vehicle search may be conducted when there is probable cause to do so under the following instances. Number 1. When the police officer observes suspicious or unusual behavior on the part of the driver or passengers that gives him reasonable ground to believe that a crime has just been committed, is being committed, or is about to be committed. For example, the driver attempts to alight from the car and or flee after the law enforcers introduced themselves and inquired about the ownership of a box inside the vehicle. That is a classic example of exhibiting unusual behavior. Why would the driver run away? That will now engender in the mind of the police officer the belief that criminal activity may be afoot. Another instance is when, during a visual search, the police officer notices a protruding butt or barrel of a gun inside the vehicle or in the possession of the driver or passengers. So, in the conduct of a visual search, in plain view, nakita nila, uy, parang may nakita akong barrel ng armas or yung back portion ng isang pistol or firearm. that will now give or warrant the police officers the right to, the authority to conduct further search. Because upon visual search, they were able to notice that a gun, or the driver must be carrying a gun, which is of course the main purpose why a COMELEC checkpoint was set up in the first place. Another instance is when there is prior confidential information corroborated by attendant matters that a motorist is carrying contraband, like illegal drugs or firearms. For example, the police officers manning a checkpoint received information that a blue bag containing illegal drugs was being transported by a certain X on a passenger jeepney. Upon seeing X, who was inside a jeepney that was about to pass through, they peeked inside and smelled the distinct odor of marijuana emanating from a blue bag. The tipped information and the police officers' personal observations gave rise to probable cause that rendered valid the warrantless search. This has been extracted from a Supreme Court case. I am referring to the example I gave a while ago. Note, law enforcers cannot act solely on the basis of confidential information. Hindi pwedeng, meron kasi kaming na-receive na confidential information that you are carrying contraband or there are firearms inside your vehicle. Because a tip is still hearsay no matter how reliable it may be. It is not sufficient to constitute probable cause in the absence of any other circumstance that will arouse the suspicion of the police officer manning the checkpoint. Okay?